And I did not mean to place that there. That was not helpful. What's up, Agents? Zero here, and welcome back to another episode of Mega Skyblock 2. I'm actually on one of the islands that we discovered in the last episode, because we were looking around the islands above the clouds, and I decided I want to talk to this guy right here, because he actually has an interesting trade that I didn't even think was possible on this world, but lo and behold, I figured it out. So take a look. He wants 16 coal for an emerald, and I have 16 charcoal. I found out that apparently this works. Now, this is actually not supposed to work to begin with, because he's technically expecting coal and not charcoal. Apparently he has a new trade. I'm kind of curious. So he is a little bit bugged out right now. He doesn't have anything new. Okay, never mind. This is not supposed to happen. This is technically a bug. And correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the 1.2 beta has in fact fixed this bug. But you know what, in the meantime, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I can get some really easy emeralds. And by the way, I also went ahead and took some lily pads I got from fishing and put them down on the water, because that's going to make it a whole heck of a lot easier to get across, because ordinarily when I'm walking across that, I have to actually swim through the water, and that just eats up a little bit of time. Not a lot, it just still eats up a little time. So today I actually have something of which I want to show you guys that I found. So let me go ahead and put this up. So if I go ahead and go to bed before I do this, because I want to make sure this is daytime, because it's going to make it a little bit easier to see. Last episode, we were busy looking at the islands that were above the clouds, and we explored 2 of them. And from one of the comments I got a few episodes ago, specifically from TheGamingCyclone, the creator of the map, he said there were 3 islands above the clouds. In last episode, I actually had no idea where this 3rd island was, but I found it. I actually did manage to find where this 3rd island is. And it's right up there. Now, it's a little ways away from where I am right now, and I do believe the closest island to it is this island all the way over here. This is a volcano island, if I remember correctly from last season. That's probably my best bet for getting over to this island up here, and I'm pretty sure if I can make this out correctly, it's actually a tower made of purple blocks. It's obvious that it's a tower, but the purple blocks is a little bit harder to distinguish. But I think that's what it is. Now, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to make it to that particular island this episode, because even though I have what would be the necessary materials in order to get it, I just don't think that this episode is going to happen. But I do have a lot of materials in order to reach some of the nearby islands. And wow, I planned it out rather well. I've got an entire hotbar full of planks. That was completely unexpected. I did not think I was going to have a full hotbar of them, but you know what, whatever. So, I want to make it to that volcano island this episode, and I have another island which I discovered last episode that I want to get to. But I'm not 100% sure which island is actually the closest to this first island. Actually, I think this island might be the closest. So, you guys can obviously see the island from where I'm at. It's made out of glazed terracotta. So my goal is to make it to that island this episode, and maybe, hopefully, make it to the volcano island this episode as well. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen, but I know for a fact that this glazed terracotta island is going to happen this episode, because it's at least close enough that I should be able to get to it with no problem. I should probably go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to decide to turn a little bit early. Alright, now I'm actually wondering, is this going to be at the right level, or is this island actually like a block or two higher than the rest of them? Because this is actually an island that was not here the last time I was in this world. What I mean by that is the last season, because this is technically my second season of Mega Skyblock. Looks like I decided to go, oh, never mind. Actually, that went out rather perfectly. I thought maybe it was going to be a block higher, but apparently not. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the bridge on this side. And something I did not grab is torches. And hey, well, you know, there's actually lapis on this island. I didn't think I was actually going to be able to get lapis at all in this series, strictly because of the fact that all the other lapis ore that I found so far are on the bottoms of islands, and I would feel like getting those particular lapis ore would actually be really risky. So I'm going to go back home. I'm going to get some torches. I'm going to grab myself, I think I need an iron pickaxe in order to actually be able to grab lapis. I could be completely wrong, but I'm not going to test a single lapis ore with a stone pickaxe to actually find out, because then that would technically be a waste of lapis. I mean, yeah, that would be a waste of lapis. And then I think the next option that I have is to go to the volcano island, because I did say I want to try to get to that island in this episode. I said I didn't know whether or not I was going to make it, but I've got plenty of time to be able to get there. So if I go into this chest, get myself some torches, and I'm going to light this place up. And I almost forgot to get my iron pickaxe. Let me go ahead and put up, it's not what I wanted to do, but whatever. Let's go ahead and do that. And since we do technically have an enchanting island, that means I can actually make use of that island, even though technically I don't really have anything that I can necessarily enchant. But you know what? Having lapis would actually be relatively cool, and I may actually end up making a few lapis blocks just to make it a little bit easier to store the lapis. Even though I technically don't know at this point how many lapis I'm gonna end up with by the time I mine all this, because if I remember correctly, lapis is one of those ores that you do not actually need fortune on in order to get more than one out of a single ore. I don't actually remember. And now I'm actually looking at this from the side, because the last time I was coming over here, I was looking down trying to put the bridge together. I actually didn't take in what actual colors are being used for this island. It actually looks really cool. I like the fact that TheGamingCyclone decided to take advantage of some of the newer blocks, because this map was actually released, the latest version of this map that I'm playing right now, which actually I probably should mention this is not the latest version of the map, was released a little bit after the brand new update came out, the minor update, I think. I'm not entirely sure. So I was actually right initially on the fact that I get more than one lapis per ore. So that makes me wonder how many I'm going to actually end up having by the time I have all these. So that's all of the lapis. So let's take a look. 47. I don't actually know how many lapis blocks that's going to turn out to be, because obviously it does take 9. Actually, something I literally just forgot that I need to do. Let's go ahead and put some torches down around this island. And I should probably grab some sort of block to place in these holes, even though I'm technically not going to be coming back to this island anytime soon. Probably be useful to have blocks there so that I don't instantly fall in those holes. Again, I did literally just say I'm not going to be coming back to this island anytime soon. I am actually technically going to be coming back to this island again in this episode, because I do in fact want to go ahead and bridge my way over to the volcano island, which I should have plenty of time to go ahead and do. I'm just quickly making this at least 2 blocks wide, even though by the time I finish this episode, it's going to be 3 wide, because it's technically how I like to do things. And we're actually not that far from the volcano island. I'm actually really surprised. Okay, so actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to extend out from right here in order to get to this volcano island. I'm hoping I do in fact have enough slabs. I probably should have enough slabs. I don't know why I'm doubting myself. I usually like to make sure that I have enough materials to actually get to whatever island I'm trying to get to in an episode, because there have been a couple of times where I did not have enough materials to make it to where I'm trying to go. And this island seems to be a lot further from the glazed terracotta island than I thought it was. But if I remember correctly from last season, I do in fact partially know what is on this island. I did already say it's a volcano, so lava is fairly obvious. But there's also soul sand and apparently nether wart, if I'm looking at this island correctly. And I did not mean to place that there. That was not helpful. Alright, so let's go ahead and place down these manually. There we go. And I do believe in order for me to get up, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and put down a couple extra blocks out to either side for right now. And yeah, I was right. There is lava here, and there is some nether wart here. Not a lot. So we did in fact make it to this island, and there is the island that I said I wanted to try to get to at some point. It's probably going to end up being next episode that I'm going to get there. What I am going to do is I'm going to put torches around this island, because eventually it's probably the safest thing to do to get rid of the lava, or at least cover it up. I know that probably doesn't make sense to some of you guys, but I'm trying to think about being a little bit safe while on this island. Alright, so we've got 3 nether warts from that. So I'm assuming that's like the max you can get from a single fully grown nether wart. No. Alright, so you can get at least... Actually, I shouldn't be saying at least. At most 7. Not 7. Most 4 nether wart per grown crop, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't, because nether wart may not necessarily be seen as an actual crop. But you know what? Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Now, I'm not going to be able to use these nether wart for any reason, which is a little bit unfortunate, because I bet having potions would be useful in some cases. But considering the fact that I'm on a skyblock set of islands and I'm not really trying to avoid too much of anything, I guess it makes sense that potions aren't actually possible. Unless there's a brewing stand on that per tower island. I could be completely wrong. TheGamingCyclone, if you're watching, please don't spoil it. I want to know what's on that island firsthand, so just don't spoil it for me. Alright, so I'd say that was an interesting set of islands to explore. We got ourselves some lapis, which I said I wasn't expecting to be able to get in this world, but you know what? It's actually not too bad, I'll be completely honest. And while I'm passing it by, I'm not there as of yet, but while I'm going to pass it by, I do want to check on my crops, because I kind of ignored them when I passed them by the first couple of times. So it looks like we've got 2 fully grown things of wheat, a pumpkin, and a melon, which isn't too bad. These pumpkins and melons seem to have been growing rather quickly. I'm not sure how they're able to grow as quickly as they are, but I'm not going to complain, because they are technically one of the more finicky. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to put that higher up in my inventory. Let's go ahead and plant these down. So I am kind of curious as to how many blocks of lapis I can actually make from the amount of lapis that I got from that island. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some excess lapis by the time I'm done. So if I just do this, yeah, I've got 2 lapis left over, and I got myself 5 total lapis blocks, which actually isn't all too bad. Not that I'm necessarily going to end up using them, but you know what? It's not bad having them in the first place. So let me go ahead and put up all this crop stuff, and you know what? Let's go ahead and put our nether wart up here. I mean, if this chest is almost completely full, I'm going to have to do some rearranging, get rid of a few things, because there's probably some stuff I'm not going to end up needing at all. And let's go ahead and put up the rest of our slabs for right now, because I'm not going to finish the bridges in this episode, because that would make the end of this episode relatively boring, even though I technically already did do a little bit of expanding on the bridges earlier. Probably boring to watch to begin with, but you know what, whatever. That's just me. I like to have them 3 wide. Makes it easier to get across them. And I think this will actually end up doing it for this episode once I take out this tree, because the more wood that we can have, the better. And I did say I want to try to get to the per tower island in the next episode. So I've got well over 2 stacks of staircases, so I should be fine in order to get there in the next episode. But you know what, with that away, I think this is a good place to go ahead and end off this episode. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. One more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Studios. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.